を探している。
Haven't we all felt that at some point in our lives? A sense of displacement from our daily lives and a search for something that would anchor us to a more commonly perceived sense of normalcy. Hello everyone, hope you are all doing fine. Today, I am going to talk about an anime film which completely blew my mind when I watched it for the first time almost 2 years back, and anime hasn't been the same for me since then. I am talking about Makoto Shinkai's Your Name, a film which went on to become the highest grossing anime film worldwide when it was released back in 2016, even surpassing Miyazaki's Spirited Away. So, the setup of the movie is like this. Mitsuha, a teenage girl, lives in this gorgeous but fictional town of Itomori, and Taki, a slightly older boy, lives in Tokyo. Now, there is no actual connection in between these two characters, and they lead completely different lives. But one morning, when Taki wakes up, he realizes that he is in Mitsuha's body. The next day, Mitsuha wakes back in her own form, but with only vague memories of the day before. And of course, the same thing happens in reverse. Now, only after discussions with the people around them about how weird they were acting, Taki and Mitsuha realize that they are switching places randomly. Now, with a setting like this, most of the films would have got into a slapstick or over the top comedy mode. But in this film, we see that these two characters actually help each other by leaving each other notes about what happened when they switched places. But one day, they suddenly stop switching, and Taki can't get hold of Mitsuha in any way. He has vague memories of the town Itomori, so what he does is he sets out on a journey to find Mitsuha. And only after this, we see that the film Your Name becomes something very unexpected. Director Makoto Shinkai is an expert in this genre of star-crossed lovers, which is even prominent in his previous works like 5 cm per second and The Garden of Words. Also, there is a feeling of loss in these two films because these two stories do not end on a happy note. Similarly, in Your Name, we can see that these feelings of loss and separation begin when Taki and Mitsuha start to forget about each other once they switch back to the original bodies. The twists and turns that take place during Your Name are both surprising and dramatic, and they tear apart our two main leads. Much of the film's first act is reliant on the magic of body switching and the love cultivated during it. The rest of Your Name takes the audience to a level which is much above and much different than a typical love story. Now let's talk about the animation of this film. To say that Your Name is visually striking would be a giant understatement. This movie has some of the greatest animation I've ever seen. It's like you can pick up any still frame from this film and hang it on your walls. Also, these gorgeous visuals actually enhance the storytelling for this film, as both of them are beautifully intertwined with one another. The settings of Your Name somehow feel both realistic and magical at the same time. For example, the city is drawn as this hyper-realistic place, but when the story takes magical turns, the artwork does as well. Now let's talk about the soundtrack of this movie. Well, I have to say that Your Name wouldn't be the same movie without its music. The songs are written and composed by Radvims, and this soundtrack provides another dimension of magic to this unconventional love story. Some of my favorite tracks are Nandemonia, Zenzenze, Katawari Doki, and Mitsuha's theme. So, at the end, all I would like to say is that this film is a must watch for everyone. If you are an anime fan, then there are high chances that you have already watched this film. But if that's not the case, then I can guarantee you that you haven't watched anything like this before.